Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Simeon Henderson. Welcome to the Simeon Henderson Show, where we're giving a voice to the people. Thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, it's Thursday, my favorite night of the week, and it's time to get it in. I hope you're ready for a good show and to have a good time as we take off with some awesome guests. I have a surprise for you, but just sit back, buckle up your seats, and get ready for the Simeon Henderson Show, because it's about to go down. I hope you're ready. You're tuned into the Simeon Henderson Show, where we're giving a voice to the people. Let me give a big shout out to my executive producer, Jamani Anamdi, out in Miami, Florida. My producer right here, Jose Perez. My marketing director, Ashley Easy. She is doing a great job, and I want to thank you guys for tuning in. You know this is how I live. This is how I get down, and I have an awesome guest. Starting off, I have my man, the actor, I call him Double T. Tobias Truvillion is in the building, and it's about to go down. But before I get him in here for this interview, I want you to check something out. Take a look.
This is the 75th anniversary of the Holiday Jewelry Store. How will you mark this milestone?
Well, the Holiday family is honored to celebrate the unveiling of the African Crown Diamond Collection. The store's been in my family for 3 generations, and we're looking forward to another 75 years.
Tell them, girl, yes.
Devin Renard, I'm gonna need my money back.
Punch, my days of robbing are over.
Your next job.
Look at those rings.
Like that one, but I can't afford it.
I understand completely. Why not consider this diamond?
Brother, you don't want that ring.
Why not?
It has a few flaws, undetectable to the untrained eye. But this one, I know it costs a little bit more, but think of it as a get-out-of-jail-free card for life.
I'll take it.
Could I interest you in a job for the holiday season?
Dad!
Okay, baby. What's going on at work?
Dad hired some stranger off the street.
You hired a stranger?
Y'all did have the help wanted sign out front. I wish the brother would help me.
There's just something about him I don't like.
What's going on at Holiday Jewels?
They're having the annual jewel ball, and that's when I'm gonna make my move.
Perfect. I had plans of us doing big things together.
This is Jade's boyfriend, Preston.
Something wrong with the numbers?
I have never seen sales like this in one day. You got lucky.
Hey, babe.
Why haven't you changed your clothes? We're gonna be late for dinner.
I'm sorry, babe. I gotta go.
Now?
I'm gonna make it up to you, okay?
I insist that we eat at my favorite place. This is the best hot dog in the city.
I know I'm hard to love.
You like Devin.
There's something about this guy I don't like.
You're worrying for nothing.
Can never get enough.
This must be the real Jade, not that serious salesperson.
What if I don't know what I want?
I know I'm hard to love.
Girl Stevie Wonder could see what you want.
I'm done.
Don't tell me you didn't call feelings for Jade Holiday.
Mom and Dad had big plans to expand the store.
What happened?
My mom got sick.
I'm done. I'm out. Do as you're told, and no one gets hurt.
The store's been broken into. We gotta go.
I know who you think I am.
I never want to see you again.
Let me explain.
Get out of my house! I don't even know him.
Jade, the way I feel about you is real.
You've got to follow your own heart. That man signed the right or wrong.
All right, everybody. So now, you have seen the very, very talented Mr. Tobias Truvillion. I'll call him Double T. You've probably seen him in things like Empire, Hitch. I mean, the man has a plethora of movies on his resume. And it's just been awesome. So, man, we got you here in Chicago.
Yeah.
Right?
I love the windy city, man. I really
You
do.
love the windy city when it's windy or when it's hot?
Nah, I love this city when it's warm.
So here we go. So Tobias, man, I'm gonna just kick it in there. I have to start with this.
All right.
You were on Empire.
Yeah.
I remember.
Hey, D Major was his cat. He was a music producer.
I know
was on
that.
the down low,
Right.
and he was partner up with Jesse Smollett's character.
So working on that,
Mhm.
what was that like? Because I know you have a love for music.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And so what was it like working as a music producer on a hit show?
Well, you know, I think about, you know, working with Terrence. I think about working with Taraji and Jesse. It was amazing. You know, they brought me in there. You know, somebody knew my work, and they made an offer for me. They said that this role was coming up, and it was scary as fuck. You know, you know, just like putting all my chips on the board and saying like, all right, you know, I'm gonna play this character. I wasn't sure how the public was gonna, you know, take it. You know, I wasn't sure what it would do for my career, but you know, I had a lot of faith. You know, I called a lot of my friends and family that are in the industry and asked them about the character, and you know, got their thoughts on what this move should be, and you know, talked to my family, and then I just really like kind of just centered myself. And I was always taught, because I came out of the theater in New York, National Black Theater, Dr. Barbara and Ted, to always do the work.
Right.
And it was one of those things that was like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna do this work. I'm gonna, you know, bring this character to life. Be honest to it and represent, you know, because, you know, his life is somebody's life out there.
Right.
And it was one of those things that, you know, once I committed to it, it was like, all right, well, I'm gonna do this work.
Because you had to play a character that's totally not you.
Yeah.
You had to go in, and a lot of people don't understand as artists, you have to go into, I always say, another dimension sometimes.
Yeah.
You have to go somewhere, boldly go where no man has gone before.
Yeah.
So it's like, sometimes people don't understand, they always say, I could never do that, I could never do that. And then it's really not about you at that point. It's about you becoming a character to tell a story, because somehow, some way, the story is going to get told.
Right.
And for you to be able to have enough within yourself to know who you are and stay true to you and still be able to do it and then move forward past that, it speaks a lot to your character and your dedication to your work.
Oh, thank you, man. I mean, and that's what it is. You know, it was the story was going to be told. If I didn't play D Major, somebody else was going to play D Major. But at the time, you know, it was an offer that was made to me. I didn't even really, you know, it was presented to me. And even the story behind how that job kind of came about, you know, I had been running around hustling, you know, I was shooting films in Atlanta, doing films in DC, you know, and I remember coming home and, you know, I had paid all my bills and everything, but I was still broke, and I was like, damn, I'm like, what the hell's going on, you know? So, you know, I live in Newark, New Jersey, and we're going into the 4th year of the Newark International Film Festival. So in that film festival, there's a youth portion of it, and the founder, Kenny Gifford, asked me to put together this youth portion of the film festival. So I had, you know, I was kind of like singing the blues that day, and I was like, you know what, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and put this budget together and put all the information that needs to be for the youth portion of the film festival, and I did that, sent it off. And I was still kind of, you know, in the actors blues, and I was like, well, let me go to the gym. You know, let me get my workout in. And I went to the gym, and after I finished from the gym, I had a message. I had a message on, might have been Facebook. Yeah, I had a message on Facebook. I don't want to give the name away, but I had a message on Facebook, and it was like, you know, I know your work. You don't know who I am, but I'm a part of, you know, the Fox Empire family. And there's this character that's coming up, and I think you'll be really great for it. How do you feel about it? And, you know, I've always been told not to judge a character. So I was like, hey, you know, whatever. You know, I'm down for whatever. And, you know, they were like, all right, well, look out for it. And sure enough, like 2 weeks down the line, you know, the phone call came in, and I was like, wow, this is going to be real. And I started, you know, going through the motions about, you know, how's this going to be? You know, and like I said, it was scary as hell. But once I made the choice and said that I was going to do it, and then I committed myself. But just going back to everybody that's out there, you never know when that next thing that can change your career or your life or whatever is just right in front of you. So it was just one of those things where it was just like, all right, I'm gonna just keep pushing forward and you know, tell this story. And you know, D Major, and you'd be surprised after how many people come up to me and just say thank you. You know, you were speaking volumes. You were a voice to us. You were a voice for the people and stuff.
You were a voice for a whole group of people.
Yeah, a lot of folks, you know, and it's you know, when you think about it, you know, D Major was actually a dope character because he was a complex brother living in America, and
of course,
just getting up every day as a black man in America, it's a lot to deal with. Now he's dealing with his sexuality and all this other crazy stuff. So
and
it was
in the music
dynamic
industry, which is masculine, and they don't know how to take that. So there are these different variables that's taking place, and you know, you wrestle with it in your mind, and it's like, man, I have to be this way around them, I have to be this way around them, but this is who I really am, and I can't be me. So man, so I applaud you for that. And just looking at that, looking at your body of work, I mean, you've worked with people like Will Smith, and now you work with people like Simeon Henderson.
My man, my brother right here.
So I want to go back a little bit to your roots. I know you got your roots in theater, and I'm so glad that I was able to do that as well, because when you got those theater chops, people, let me tell you something. It's nothing like it. I always say it's live and not Memorex. It's when you're on the stage, it ain't no cut, it ain't no do-overs. It's right there, live audience, people right there. Being in the theater, how did that prepare you for taking on film?
It's the I think it's the process, you know, in the theater, you know, the rehearsal process, you get a chance to do things a lot over the, you know, exploration process. But the way we were taught, you know, we had to know the ins and outs of all the parts of the theater. You know, you had to know the lights, you had to know the sound before you can even step on the stage and you know, want to be the actor.
Stage
so
right, stage left.
I think as far as the process, as far as, you know, wanting to get all the way into a production and knowing the ins and outs of the story, knowing what's happening in front of the camera, behind the camera, everything that's going on around me, it always relates back to, you know, the theater and what was taught in the beginning with me in the foundation. You know, character development, you know, those things. You know, being connected to your fellow actor, you know, those are things. There's no second take. You know, I've been on stage where, you know, I remember I was rehearsing for a character I was playing. I don't know if you know anything about the Orishas, but I was playing a character Ogun. And you know, like 1 week before we went to go live on the show, the lead that was playing Shango, you know, he couldn't do the role anymore, so they actually gave me the role to play Shango, and I had to unlearn everything I was doing and relearn a whole nother character and get on stage. And I remember one time I went through like the 4th act or something, and I got out there and I was like, oh shit, I didn't remember what the fuck I was supposed to do. But I connected with my fellow actors, and you know, they kind of gave me that look of, all right, here we are. And it was like, oh, and it just triggered that thing. So being able to stay committed and stay connected with your actors and committed to the character, you know, that comes from the theater. Not that that's not in TV and film, but that comes from that foundation, and you know, learning how to, you know, find the little details in the character work and stuff like that. That all comes, I think it's the process mainly. You know, it's that process.
All right, cool. Everybody, I'm sitting here with my man, Tobias Truvillion. I call him Double T. And we've learned who he is as an actor and how he's built and how he's grown, and him working on Empire and doing theater and things like that. But we're going to come back after this quick break, and we're going to talk to him about his new movie dropping December 14th, Holiday Heist. We're going to talk to him and go a little bit behind the scenes on what he did to prepare for it and how did he get it going. Because there was a scene in there that I'm going to talk about that I'll never forget, and my man brought the heat. So, so we'll be right back with the Simeon Henderson Show in a second.
Hey, I'm Carl Gilliard, and make sure you tune in to the Simeon Henderson Show.
All right, everybody, we're back, and I'm sitting here with my man, Tobias Truvillion, on the Simeon Henderson Show, where we're giving a voice to the people. Once again, big shout out to my executive producer, Jamani Anamdi, my producer, Jose Perez, and my marketing director and manager, Ashley Easley. Your work is so much appreciated, and everybody, make sure you like and share the Simeon Henderson Show on Facebook and YouTube, and let's make this thing grow, because these are the type of shows that we need to go viral and give people knowledge as well as entertainment. So I'm here with my man.
Hold up, Dose. Yo, you said give the word to the people.
Yes, right? Sir.
I love that, man. I really do. You know, I gotta let the people know. I don't know if they do know or not, but the work that you do in the community, you know, with the youth, you know, talking about, you know, being there just as a positive role model, being there as a basketball coach, man. He took me down to the gym, and I got a chance to meet some of his kids, man. And salute to you, man, because, you know, I'm doing the same kind of mentorship in Newark, New Jersey, and
that's what's up.
That's what's up. That's really important that you know, they see these positive role models and these positive black males that are, you know, doing the thing, man. Salute to you.
Man, I appreciate that, brother. Thank you. Thank you. That's what I'm talking about. And this is what we have to do as brothers. We have to uplift each other, and we have to work together for one common goal, and that's to raise up our youth and train them up the way that they should go so they won't depart from it. It takes a community, it takes a village, and that's what we have to do. And that's what Be Symbolic is all about. Simply being your best, being deeply rooted stimulates growth. And I appreciate you for that, brother.
Yeah,
and so here we go.
What's up?
Tobias.
Okay.
Now, we've been talking about you and what you've done and where you've been and where you're going, but I want to talk about something that's about to pop.
Okay.
There's this movie, everybody, and it's called Holiday Heist, directed by Roger Bob.
Yes.
And it's starring Tobias Truvillion. We have Corey Hendricks from Chicago. We have Edward Williams III from Chicago. We have yours truly, Simeon Henderson from Chicago. And the movie, we got to see a special screening of it. And I must say, the movie looks dope, sounds dope, the acting's dope, and the story is super dope.
And let's not forget Chaley Rose.
Chaley.
Yeah, we love you, baby.
Doing your thing.
Ayana.
Man.
yeah.
Everybody, the cast was off the chain. Philip Van Leer, everybody did their thing. It was awesome. So here we go. Here's a movie, Holiday Heist. Now you hear the heist, right? And then you hear the holiday. So we're putting the good with the bad.
Yes.
So you're a guy that's pretty much a snake, and you're going in to do a job, but you kind of fall in love while you're going to do it. What was this character like? Because there's different levels to this character, and you guys are going to see this. But what was your character like, and what was it like, the process preparing for this?
Well, I played Devin. Devin's like a young kid, you know, who didn't have a strong foundation.
Okay.
He was, you know, he moved from foster home to foster home, and he got kind of caught up. I think he was a product of his environment. And he took himself out of the environment, and he kind of, you know, opened up his perspective on what the world is to him, and what the world could be to him. So when he came back to his neighborhood, you know, he kind of got around some of the fellas that he used to roll with. And, you know, they put the pressure on him to actually go back into his old ways. I think that Derek is just, you know, one of those guys that happens to a lot of kids a lot of times, especially dealing in the States, that they're just really products of their environment. They're not bad kids.
Right.
You know, they just need a little bit of direction in the right, you know, in the right way. He winds up coming back, and, you know, he gets back into his old ways. You know, it's kind of like a reflex kind of thing.
Right.
And he's supposed to pull off this heist, you know, jewelry heist. He is a jewelry, you know,
A heist that he really has no option but to do it because of this big kingpin, if you will, named Pancho.
Yeah, and even I think in his somewhat loyalty to him too. He's kind of got this thing because Pancho was there for him when he was younger. So I think about it. I thought about what that would mean to me. Growing up. I've come from, I could say my mother raised me, my father passed away when I was a teenager. And, sports really saved my life. Sports was like football was my first love. But, we were in the street, I grew up in Queens, New York. And I think about like some of the hustling type of cats that were around me and stuff. And not that, that was necessarily what I wanted to be or what I wanted to do. But when you look at the older cats that are around you, you lean towards that. You're looking for that acceptance. You're looking for that kind of, love.
And those are your role models.
Yeah,
and I'm sitting here listening to you, and anybody that knows my story, I promise you, when you just said what you said, I felt like I was looking in a mirror.
Yeah.
Because I always talk about how sports saved my life and how that was the thing that pushed me the right way. And even following the older guys that were out there doing it. Back then, and correct me if I'm wrong, back then, they would see us that had something going for ourselves, and if something was going on, they'd say, hey, you got to get away from here. Go somewhere. Go somewhere, Tobias. Go somewhere, Simeon. Because they saw that you had something in you.
Right.
But nowadays, it's not like that. They're grabbing these young kids, and they're putting them in situations that could change their life, take their life, and put them in a position where their freedom can be taken. And it's not cool. But man, I guys, I'm telling you right now, when you see this movie, you're gonna love it. His performance is off the chain. There's a part I want to tell you about, but I can't tell you because then I would be giving away the movie. So I can't. But just know that the man brings, he puts forth a hell of a performance. And it's and the different levels in the movie. You're talking about friendship. You're talking about love. You're talking about forgiveness. You're talking about family, redemption. All of these things are encompassed in this. And of course, coming to age with the technology and the young kids and showing young people what they can be and what they can do. So I'm looking forward to people seeing this December 14th.
Yep, December 14th. I know they're doing a theatrical release. I think small theatrical release, but then it's hitting on BET December 14th. Holiday Heist, man, and not to mention, Simeon, he's playing low key right now, but my man right here did an excellent job. I've seen some of your other work, and you're a phenomenal actor in yourself, man.
I appreciate that, brother. Man, I've been waiting to have the man on the show. Tobias Truvillion, I call him Double T, everybody. Look out for him. Let everybody know where they can find you at.
Hey, it's Tobias Truvillion on all your social medias, your Facebook, your Instagram. I don't do no Snapchat and none of that. I'm a grown man. Your Twitter and all that. And, I got some other projects that's
what I said. What's coming next?
Oh, man, I got this project, man, called Equal Standard.
Okay.
That I'm really, really excited about. I can't wait for you guys to see that. I got another romantic comedy that just went on all platforms called Love.com.
Okay.
Tyler Perry's new series called Sisters. You can see me midway. It's happening right now. So, and not to mention, First Wives Club with Jill Scott is happening right now on the BET Plus, and I got some other things coming down the line, but that's enough to chew on for now. And,
my man is working.
And
that's what it's about. Brothers doing it.
Man.
Hey, and I'm letting y'all know right now, y'all see this, right? Chocolate Brothers are back.
Chocolate Brothers is back.
We're back. So, man, hey, thank you for tuning in to the Simeon Henderson Show, where we're giving a voice to the people. We were sitting here with my man, Tobias Truvillion, a true testament to how hard work and perseverance pays off. You have to stay faithful and focused, consistent and committed, and I promise you'll get everything your heart desires. Like I always say, Philippians 4:13, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you, and be symbolic, simply your best, because being deeply rooted stimulates growth. I appreciate you guys. Big shout out to Jemani and Amdi, my executive producer, Jose Perez, Ashley Easley. Guys, keep watching, and remember, If you ever want to be on the show, all you got to do is hit me up if you got a great story, an interesting story, and a touching story. We want people to hear it, and we want to help you, and we want to give you a voice on the Simeon Henderson Show. Tobias Truvillion, everybody. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, brother.
See you next time.